Hey guys, it's Eric from Edrumcenter here, and we're going to talk about a new update for the Roland TD-50X that just came out that makes it work with the wireless drums from DWE. So Tony's actually the one that found this update. I'm going to let him talk about it a little bit, and then we'll kind of have a conversation about it.
Cool. We'll keep it kind of brief. So for those that don't know, DW was bought by Roland back in November of 2022. We found out a couple of weeks ago, it's been almost a month ago now, that they kind of slipped an update in for the 50X module that makes it compatible with the wireless hub for the DWE drums. So it works not just with the wireless drums, but with the DWE cymbals as well. Mm-hmm. Basically, you can plug that hub into the back of the module, and the entire DWE kit is seen as basically one input at that point. But all of the triggers operate as individual triggers, just like you normally would. It's actually really, really cool.
It makes it so you don't have to use a laptop
at all. Right.
And it also makes it so if you have already have a TD-50 kit and you want to just buy the DWE shells, you can just buy a shell pack and keep using your Roland cymbals, or you can buy a whole DWE kit, add a Roland cymbal to your setup, and that'll work as well, as long as you have the TD-50X module involved.
Exactly. And we did experiment with Roland cymbals set up with the DWE drums, as well as DWE cymbals set up.
Did you get video of that?
We got video of both of those, and that will be included on this.
Super.
We noticed for the experience where we had the Roland cymbals set up, it was fantastic. It played great. The hi-hats were fantastic. The Roland snare, we didn't get to use that because the wireless hub does require one of the 3 digital inputs. So we just put the hi-hat and the ride on it. But the DWE snare was pretty comparable to the digital snare.
It works very much the same way that the Roland digital snare does, as far as it's actually got a 3-ply Roland head on it, so it feels basically the same. And it has the very similar cross-sticking function where you rest your hand on the head and it automatically does the cross-stick. So it's not really a downside. Some people, if you already have a digital snare and you might want to use it, might see that as a downside, but the DWE snare is just as good.
It's just as good, and I would even say it's a little bit better just from the simple fact that it's wireless at that point.
True. Yeah.
But it played great. Now I will say, when we put the DWE cymbals back on it, I felt that the hi-hat performed better than it did when we had it going through the laptop, but it still wasn't quite as good as the digital digital hi-hat was. But it was still a great experience, and
it's still the DWE cymbals work well,
very well,
with the 50 module just by itself.
Exactly.
Which was actually, I didn't think that was going to be possible. So that's kind of cool that they did that update pretty quickly after DWE came out.
One of the things that I do want to note, though, and Roland said this as well too, if you do this, make sure that you do not rest the wireless hub on top of your module. That's for a lot of different reasons. The main one being that the module has a few signals that could interfere with the communication. So you just want to have that set off to the side, just on a little table or something nearby.
Yeah, that's kind of been back at Rick's and stuff, we still have a lot of wireless. You didn't want to put your wireless stuff on your effects processors.
Yeah,
that's kind of always a rule of thumb.
Exactly, and it kind of works with any kind of technology like that. So, but really, it was a great experience. We've talked to a few people that have thought about using this as a backup situation in case the software kind of doesn't work for them if they're on a gig or whatever. But even if you wanted to make this your primary setup, it's really a great way to go, because you're getting the best of both worlds at this point. You've got all of the Roland sounds, the functionality.
If you've got a TD-50 KV2 or TD-50K, and you already have the 50X module and all of the Roland cymbals, but say you want deeper shells, you can get the VAD shells, of course. Now it gives you the option to have the wireless DWE shells as an option to hook up to your kit.
Which also gives you the option, because the DWE shells can be converted to acoustic shells, so at that point you've got all your bases covered.
Yeah. And one more thing I wanted to plug is Roland kind of sprung this on us too. There's a package deal for a limited time where you get the TD-50X, the VH14 hi-hats, the CY18 digital ride, and the PD-140 snare, all and a two CY16 RT thin crashes for all one low price of $39.99. That just kind of like the module by itself is $2,800, so that's a pretty crazy deal. So yeah, if you wanted to do that and buy some DW shells, you'd have a pretty cool setup. And we're probably going to do some packages to kind of like mix and match these things going forward. So just keep an eye on our website.
Yeah, we'll drop a notice whenever we actually put those live, but that is something we're looking at doing. Again, this has been a great experience. Once we got the DWEs on there all around, I can't plug this enough, honestly. I came away from this having one of the best experiences with a set of E-drums that I've ever had. And I'm a longtime Roland fan, so it felt kind of magical to me because it was kind of taking something that was already awesome and made it even more so.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it. I think Aubrey played on it too, right? Everybody thought it was a really good experience. So yeah, we're excited to get this out to people. Not a whole lot of people know about this. So with that, we'll wrap it up. Go ahead and stick around for some playing, and we'll put the links to this stuff below in the description. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks.